Alrighty. Well, welcome tonight. And if you happen to be brand new, taking a look at this amazing patch for the first time, welcome. And do thank the person who invited you because they care enough about you to share this amazing hope in this amazing, wonderful technology, one of a kind, nothing like it on the planet, patented. And so we've got the cookie. And so thankful to be sharing it with you tonight. And so what we're going to do tonight is we're going to share a presentation, and it's designed to help you make a decision on what you want to do. You can be either a 3, 2, or 1. A 3 is someone who says, hey, Ken, I like what I see, but I want to do more research. Hey, we totally get that. Or maybe you may be a 2. Ken, I like what I see, and I'd like to maybe get some of these passes for me and my family and loved ones. Perfect. We can help you with that. Or Ken, I'm a number 1. I like what I see, and I'm excited. And I see this opportunity as something that we can bring hope to so many people. And I want to hit the go button on this financial rewarding comp plan offered to those who share it, not sell it. And so just let us know tonight, are you a 3, 2, 1? And us, you're going to let the person who invited you know, and then they'll help lead you from there. But tonight, the presentation is designed to help you determine if you're a 3, 2, or 1. Now, my name is Ken Burke. And currently I reside in Trinity, Florida, Tampa Bay area. And my wife and I, Diana, have been part of this amazing opportunity for just about 27 months or so when a dear friend of ours, Joyce Johnson, introduced us to this patch. We had no idea the hope and the blessings we'd be able to bring to our family and friends, loved ones, and now many who I don't know, but I consider friends as I do get to know them because of how the word of mouth has spread and this amazing opportunity to change lives all through a little patch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to screen share my screen and share this presentation that's shown worldwide with our team. And we'll share more about our team in a minute and go from there. So let me open up here. Okay. All right, so let me just do one more thing here and we'll be good to go. So the question is, have you been patched yet? If you haven't, well, you're in for a real treat once you do. And so now the operative in this thing is you want to wear this patch properly, and we'll show you this in a minute. 1 month for every 10 years of life. And the wonderful thing is worldwide, 97% statistically, those who wear this patch in 90 days see results. And we'll go more into that in just a minute. But this patch, once you put it on you, it's going to elevate, activate, and regenerate your cells, particularly your stem cells. And what's really wonderful is the gentleman who created this patch. We love him and pray for him every day because he's changed our lives. His name is David Schmidt. And here he is here. He's the CEO and inventor of this X39 stem cell reactivation patch. He has over 130 patents to his name, and he started 20 years ago with the Navy SEALs, developing a 2-patch system using light from the body. That's how this thing works, not light from the sun, to help keep these Navy SEALs awake underneath the water 18 hours in these specialized submarines. And David has a strong faith in God, and he believes that God gave him the insight to be able to create these 2 patches back 20 years ago that worked. It kept the Navy SEALs awake underneath the water 18 to 36 hours, leveraging the fat cells in their body with this light technology. Well, eventually the Berkeley swim team caught onto this, which then led to Michael Phelps wearing this technology back in the day. And this technology is good for the Navy SEALs. It's good for any Olympian, so they can wear it during the Olympics. Because nothing's going into the body. It's just enabling the body to be a better body, right? And so it's safe for all our family and friends too. And it's patented by the United States government likewise. But in 2008, David turned his attention to stem cells and figured out a way to create a patch that could turn them back on. Took him 10 years to figure it out and over 80 clinical trials and studies. And then boom, got it done. And then got this thing patented. All these 80 clinical studies, all inside this 31-page patent in 2020. And the company at the time was doing about 20 million a year with these other patches he had invented, the energy patch and some other ones. But then this patch hits the market during COVID. Think about this. And when the world's going south, well, people's hopes are going up because they're wearing this patch. They're sharing with their mom, their best friends, the people they love and care about because of what's happening for them. And it begins to spread. And so from $20 million to this coming year, they'll hit $1 billion based on 90% of the sales coming from this one patch, not the other ones. And so that's what we're excited about tonight. Well, here's this patent, which is pretty spectacular. I love sharing a highlight inside this 31-page patent. Says kind of here and a few lines down that it's going to, given the elevation of this copper peptide, it's going to include the activation of stem cells, improve energy, elevate antioxidants, reduce inflammation, manage pain, improve stamina, elevate collagen production, improved wound healing. That's just to name a few of what many of us have seen sitting inside this patent, but personally in our family and friends in our own lives. I mean, do you know of something that you can buy off the shelf or from a doctor prescribed that can do half of these things? Well, this isn't even doctor prescribed. This is what's so beautiful, and it's affordable for the masses, and so we can bring help to people we love and care about. Well, here's the story. When you and I were in the womb, the first cell we were was a stem cell, and then that morphed into every cell we now are. All right, but you're given a reserve of these stem cells for your lifetime to be able to bring about repair, healing, restoration. So when you're 8 years old, you break a bone, the brain says, oh, I will send stem cells there, and they will morph into any cell the brain tells it. And that's the power of a stem cell, is a stem cell can change into any cell the brain tells it. So at 8 years old, you break a bone, well, it's going to morph into bone, marrow, tissue, ligament, joint, whatever the brain tells it. So if you need something in your brain, your heart, lungs, it doesn't matter. Bone, it can do it, But what happens is you break a bone, you're 80, that's not going to happen. Why? Because by the time you're 30, half of those stem cell availability are now dormant. They're there, but dormant. And by the time you're 60, almost all of them are dormant. Until now. So we have this amazing patch, which turns them on back naturally from light in the body. So this is a proprietary form of phototherapy. All right, not phototherapy from the sun, but phototherapy that emanates from our bodies, which is infrared light. All of us emit infrared light. If you were in a super dark, pitch black room with a bunch of people and you put infrared goggles on, you could see everybody because in the heat coming off them is a light wave. It's infrared light, and that comes from our DNA and has a mathematical frequency that then bounces off this patch that I'm wearing here, this X39 patch. Inside the patch are patented microscopic crystals of salt and sugar, primarily from organic plants, that emit a frequency as well that David figured out a way to put together. And then doing so, the frequency of the patch and my light in my body, those frequencies send a signal to the brain. The brain then goes into gear, elevates this peptide, and in doing so, it begins to reactivate all our dormant stem cells. Fascinating. So it's using light from inside the body to reflect and to make this work. So it's nothing transdermal. Nothing goes into our bodies. It's light therapy, no side effects. Thank God for that. So under the FDA, we're a wellness patch. So we don't have to be governed by the FDA as a drug. Drugs create side effects. Light therapy doesn't. So we're defined by the FDA as a wellness patch. So it's safe, patented by the United States government, all the wonderful things it does. And then obviously it's safe for everybody, for the Navy SEALs, Olympians, and grandbabies to wear this thing, right? It's amazing. So it's non-invasive. You're not going to have to inject stem cells back in your body, whether it's your own or someone else's. This is better because now they're putting the brain in a control mechanism to be able to look for wherever existing stem cells are available, puts them to work, and there you go. So you can expect increased strength. I tell people like to work out, and they call it PR, like your personal best. Well, in the next 2-3 weeks, you put this thing on, your bench press is going to be better. Your back squat's going to be better if you work out. It's just going to get better. Reduce inflammation. Anything with the word itis in it is going to be being addressed. We had a dear friend of ours, Patty. We patched her. She was what I call a one-patch wonder because typically we find, like I said, 90 days is the time frame. 97% of the people see it. I'd say within several days to several weeks, probably 70%. But then we have these one-patch wonders. So I love sharing one patch with everybody if they'll put it on, because 1 in 10 are going to call me with some kind of crazy testimony. Patty calls me the other day, says, Ken, listen, and Patty's in her 60s. She's got torn meniscus in her knee, water buildup because of it. She's working at a company where she has to walk all day. And she says, Ken, I walk like I have a broken limb. Well, you passed me that morning, was a Saturday morning at Starbucks in Clearwater. And she went to work and she goes, I can't believe this. I was walking around without any pain. And the next morning I got up Sunday morning and I could hear the birds chirping. And she's calling us Sunday morning to tell us this. I said, oh, really? What's the significance of that? She goes, well, I've had tinnitus in my ears, ringing in the ears for decades, and I wear hearing aids. But I woke up this morning with none of the ringing in my ears, and I was listening to the birds without my hearing aids. I said, Patty, that's a one-patch wonder, and good for you, and praise God. Increased stamina. Could you use some strength and continue to move forward? Energy. How's your energy? Is it up there or is it low down there, right? Vitality, mental clarity. How would you like to get rid of any brain fog? Memory improvement, the ability to focus and prioritize with more peace of mind, right? Restored muscle skeletal condition. I owned an advertising company up to a few months back, and one of my clients, Parkwood Dental down in Bradenton, Florida, they called me and said, you're not going to believe this. We had someone that we could not put a post in their jaw because it was too brittle. And they came back 8 weeks later on this patch and their bone structure had solidified, so we were able to put a post in their jaw. They were completely baffled. And I said, that's pretty amazing. My next door neighbor had gum pockets receding for 20 years. He goes, Ken, I've been seeing the same dentist for 20 years, and my gum pockets keep receding. But now after wearing the patch, all my gum pockets have filled in. I thought that was pretty awesome. Would you like to sleep better? How well is your sleep? How would you like to dream more vividly, more deeply? Because that's what many of us love. And that we wake up more refreshed, having a deeper sleep. And obviously that's so important. Sleep is such a vital part to our long-term health. And then improved skin appearance. My wife used to have more wrinkles here, and now she doesn't. And her hair is just growing back more thicker and longer, like she's a teenager. And, and we're a grandparent. We have 10 grandchildren, right? So 5 children all grown out the door, 4 married, and we're blessed. And so we're thankful. So, and here's the deal. The patches doesn't do the healing. It's the body. Praise God for that. And here's a woman who's 77 years of age. I did a brain scan on her. Boom. She's got inflammation in the brain, all the red there, right? Well, that means she's got inflammation throughout her whole body. It's not just isolated. 3 weeks later on the patch, brain is now balanced and normal, cognitive function, focus, brain fog, doing great. And then continue to be sustained 3 weeks even after that. Pretty amazing. In the first few days, also your genes, not your stem cells, but your genes, which make up basically your skin, your height, your eye color, about 18,000 or so in our bodies. Well, about a fourth of them reset to a younger state right away. Now, the first couple of days. And resveratrol and red wine got notoriety because resveratrol reset 2 genes in red wine. This resets 4,000. Within 6 weeks, the brain becomes balanced, as I shown before. So if anybody's got PTSD or just mentally unstable and big mood swings, I call this thing a happy patch. Get it on them, right? Within 3 months, the collagen in your body's refreshing, like I said before. So your skin, hair, nails going to get longer, faster, thicker, less gray. I used to have gray eyebrows, and I don't now. It's kind of crazy. Within 6 months, your cardiovascular is restored to at least an 8-year younger state. They did in the clinical trials, they took 15 people, put them through a test, and 14 of them came out with a cardiovascular age reversed by about 8 years. I had a friend of mine had a stretched aorta, and he started wearing they discovered it, and the doctor said, oh, come back in 12 weeks. We're going to give you bypass surgery. And he started wearing the patch for pain management, and came back 12 weeks later for the bypass surgery. And they said, I can't explain this, but your heart from being 35% stretched, the aorta is now down to about 5%. No need for the surgery. Had another friend had a thickened heart, never heard of such a thing. She's about 70 years of age, 12 months on the patch, no longer does. And her husband had leukemia in the blood. They couldn't figure out these white places, couldn't get them right. 7 months in on the patch, bam, they came good. It's just spectacular. So how do you wear the patch? Well, you wear it 12 hours on, 12 hours off. You can wear it anywhere in the body, but they tested it, as you see here, 2 inches below the back of the neck where that bump is, and then 2 inches below the belly button. 2 independent times to be able to determine, to be able to get the patent. But because there's light throughout the body, you can wear it anywhere. Like I'm wearing it here. My wife likes to wear it on her arm right here. And it's going to work because it's the brain doing the work. As soon as it's on, the brain says, oh, thank you. Let me go to work. Right? But it is okay to put it where you have the pain. I've had people tell me, can I put it right on my shoulder or my ankle or my knee or whatever? And I can't believe how much quickly it helped. And you could say, oh, that's psychosomatic. Who cares? But patch is still going to go beyond that and do the healing it's designed to do. So I'll take any kind of, whatever psychosomatic if that does it. But it's a blessing. And the key is to drink plenty of water. Okay, so most of us are dehydrated, not drinking enough water, and you should be drinking about 4 ounces every 30 minutes because the body can't absorb more than that to properly detox ourselves naturally. And so you want to make sure you're drinking every minute, every 30 minutes, at least about 4 ounces. Take your take your body weight, divide by 2, and that's how many ounces of water you should be drinking at a minimum. And it's really important to put at least a 1/4 teaspoon in every half gallon of Celtic salt, because the body runs on electricity and you need electrolytes. If you drink water all the time with no electrolytes, you can flush them out of you, and that actually may be counterproductive. May not have enough energy. But once you put those electrolytes back in, particularly natural ones like from Celtic salt or pink Himalayan sea salt, then you're going to find yourself a little more vibrant and optimizing healing and detoxing, which comes through your waste or sweat. And so and that you'll find that the patch will function even better if you're drinking the proper amount of water. And like I said, 1/4 teaspoon and half a gallon is a good measurement. So you see here, what do we have? We have the most sophisticated, probably technologically advanced product in the world. Think about this, what this thing is doing. This isn't like taking an aspirin, call me in the morning. This is like put this on and let the body begin to reactivate your own dormant stem cells. So, and the testimonies are just spectacular on so many levels, some of which I share with you. Another one I share with you, my dad, back in the day, over 2 years ago, he was 85 years old. He had 1 kidney. He was on 12 medications, 280 pounds, 5'10", on his way out. Then during COVID, he gets COVID, and his lungs, he got to a point where he could barely breathe, but he didn't need to be hospitalized. But after that happened, he still could barely breathe, and he'd walk around now with minimal energy in his day. So his whole life, quality of life, has gone down to nothing. Just trying to walk 15, 20 feet with his walker to go anywhere, and just being all out of breath and having no energy during the day. And I said, Dad, I can't make any promises. I have no idea what this patch is going to do for you. It's not going to conflict with any of your 12 medications because there's no contraindication on any kind of medication. So it's safe. Put this thing on and tell me what's happened. 5 weeks later, he calls me. Ken, you're not going to believe this. So what's up? He goes, I can breathe again. Buy me a plane ticket to go see Brittany, my daughter, his granddaughter, in Louisiana. He's in Tampa. And I'm thinking, something must be wrong with him. I said, Dad, you can't walk 20 feet without your walker. I'm not buying anything. Right? 6 weeks later, he's in an Uber, Tampa International Airport, and spends the week out with Brittany. Now, he got an Uber himself. He couldn't walk 20 feet. How far do you have to walk at Tampa International Airport? You know what I'm saying? This was crazy. And my daughter, we were just talking about this the other day when Poppy, as my dad, came to go see them, the grandkids, and what this patch had done to give him back his quality of life. That was crazy. Have you ever heard of anybody recovering from scarred lungs or long COVID like that? Come on, this is awesome. All righty. So what I'm going to do now, and this I've just shared about the patch, right? Is now what I'm going to do is I want to share about how this company financially rewards those of us who share it, and how much it is. So if you want to get some, you get some for yourself. And so if you want to hear about that, now I'm going to take the next 10, 15 minutes and share that. And so you can stay on the Zoom call and we'll go from there. And so let's move forward then. So the most beautiful thing when it comes to prosperity is the principles of it. And prosperity isn't really so much about making money as it is growth with peace of mind, right? And the way to do that, particularly in business, and I owned an 18-man advertising company while wearing this patch, and began to share the patch. And while I was still working 60, 70, 80 hours a week, this patch began to overtake eventually my income from me running my full-time gig, which was amazing. That's the power of word of mouth. I'll explain in a minute. But the power to be able to prosper really comes from being able to harness word of mouth. And so what you really need is you need a couple things. Obviously you need a product that people believe in, they're going to share with their family and friends. But you also need to do it in a way that the next person can do it too. And so it's simple and duplicatable. We have one patch and we have a way to share this that the next person can share too. And what happens is when you want to go share this with somebody, people are going to ask you, hey, tell me more. Well, you or me don't want to be a salesman. Now, I am a salesman, right? But I can't find good salespeople, and thank God, because I can't make your stem cells reactivate. And beautifully enough, the beautiful thing of this making people's stem cells reactivate causes word of mouth with non-salespeople. And what do people who are just normal people who aren't skilled in sales do when they're excited to go see a movie or a restaurant? They go back to the office the next day and tell everybody. But when they put a patch on that changed their life, the first person they think about, or the people they think about, are the people closest to them that they love and care about. And they pick up the phone and say, Mom, best friend, neighbor, coworker, you've got to get on this patch with me. It's amazing. You got to check this thing out, right? And then they say, well, tell us more. Well, what are they going to tell them? They're going to send them to this link here. Thisisitinfo.com, because it's got all the data on there. It's got the research studies. It's got videos on there, 3-minute little videos. It's got testimonies. It's got doctors chiming in on this. So it's a great referral trend, I call it, that gets the burden off me and you and trying to tell people all about the patch and how it works. We can now stay focused on just sharing our story on how it changed our lives or how it's changed our friends' lives. And if they want to know info on it, here, I'll send you this link here. So we text people all day long when we're sharing about this patch with people from at a restaurant to wherever, this link, and it makes it so easy because then it frees our time up to continue running with our day. And then it gives that person ability to take a time in their own time to take a look, and then we can get back with them on what they'd like to do with me wearing some of these patches or see a zoom on it, like this one here. Excuse me. Well, once again, this company was doing about 20 million a year back in 2020, hit 600 million just in 2024, on their way to hit $1 billion this year. That is just crazy, right? And so this is a affiliate marketing company, kind of like a Beachbody, Mary Kay. And so of 561 companies in the world that on the map, we're the fastest growing one in the world, coming into the second year over. And 60% of that revenue, thank God, goes back to share with me or you and our kids or anybody else who's sharing this, not selling it. And here you'll see our team. Our team is led by Steve and Gina Merritt. They're on the left here in the black and white. And they came in 29 months ago, hit the highest rank in this business as a distributor that usually took 4 years to do. They did it in 23 days, right? That's like 25 grand a week. It's crazy. And they said, we're going to implement a system that everybody else can follow so we all can be very effective about sharing this, get the word out on this, so we can get more miracles on more people and really give God more glory for helping change lives. And they did. And within a short order of time, they had this team blowing up. And here, just months in, I don't know, 6, 7 months in, 8 months in, they did a first team event. We had 1,700 of us. I remember this underneath this big tarp. We were sweating. But because the founder of the company and the CEO of the company had never seen anything like this in a growth basis, they came in too. So David Schmidt's on the left, right? And then our president, Meredith Burke, she's right there between Steve and Gina Merritt. And this was the start of a significant something. Well, that significant something was twofold. First of all, the Japanese, bless them, were leading the way. Japan was leading the way on global sales for this company when This Is It team came. And the name of our team that Steve and Gina Merritt started is called This Is It. This Is It team, right? And so the This Is It team began to overtake the sales. And so eventually the United States became, boom, the #1 world leader in sales growth. And now the This Is It team has grown to almost 300,000 members in 29 months. This year, we expect to hit 1 million. We literally are the fastest growing team, not only in the history of LifeWave, but we're the fastest growing team in all companies like this in the world, because we have a simplified system of one patch for people. And I'll talk about that in a minute, and replicating that. Easy. Or simple, I should say. And so praise God for that. So, we're talking about health and bringing hope to our loved ones, the people closest to you that you love and care about. Like it was my dad, my wife's mother, my adult children. These were the immediate people I thought about. Excuse me. And, and that's who we got the patches on. And then we began to get more. Patch on more people. And as we began to plug into a system we all follow, and all of us here are we're volunteers, meaning we're all independent. Like there's no boss and no one's telling us what to do. We all voluntarily do what the heck we want to do. But on the team that we're with, we all follow the same principles because we understand how they work. And thank God we have this system we can follow that then gives us the ability not only to wear the pads and we're going to be healthy, but it begins to give us more income, maybe knock some of that debt out. I don't know if you got kids in college getting ready to go to college, that's a little bit of stress. Well, we have something that could financially reward you to help take the edge off. And then this opportunity, we say it's God, family, your work, and then this. Keep things in order. This comes in after God, family, and your work. So, but if you put the patch on, you're going to be better at work. You're going to be happier in the home. I was thinking, I didn't realize the stress that this took off me. And that's how this patch did for me. Me wearing this patch in 2.5 weeks cleared 10 years of stress of running a small company and as a business owner. And I didn't realize after I got peace in my life and began to live in the present in my life, thanks to this patch, I look back and realize, man, I really was a grumpy husband to my wife. And not anymore, not anywhere close to it. Maybe not all the time, but our marriage is better because I'm less stressed. And that's a gift right there. I didn't even think about that, and with the blessing of this patch. And who else is stressed? Marriage can be challenging. 33 years for me, and my wife, right? And so, and there's some hope there. So you get better family, right? Time. I have more time than I now ever did before. And my time is more fulfilling. They say 75%, like if you read Newsweek and other periodicals saying Americans who work today, at least 75, 80% are not happy on the job. Wow, that's a lot of time not being happy, just to exchange time for dollars to pay the bills and hopefully have some left over for your retirement. That's not a way to live. What if, just what if, you teamed up with us to bring hope to the world and people you love and care about, and the company began to reward you in a way that began to add some peace and some profits back into your bank account every Tuesday that could kind of lift your heart up and bring you more of a purpose. So when you're at work, still doing your job, you're happier, you're better focused because you're wearing a patch, you're sleeping better. So you're not as stressed. You can be better for your team, better for wherever you're working, and to be more productive. What a blessing you can be thanks to this, which means your time is better. And now that you have a bounce in your step, you can share this patch on the break, talking to your clients at the end of a conversation. Hey, about this thing, and just begin to get the word out as you're doing your full-time thing. And now your time, you have a bounce in your step. That's what it did for me. And so, and more income into your investments brings more security. And then time to travel, resources to travel, and things to be philanthropic. My wife and I, because we've been blessed with this opportunity, have been able to, we're able to help purchase 90 acres in Chihuahua, Malawi, Africa, one of the poorest nations on earth, supporting a ministry and a team that now is going to be able to build basically a community center and houses and wells and things to be able to help these people who are just destitute. And now we can do something good, right? It's a blessing. So what for you? What is it that could help you out with this opportunity of being partnered with us? And one beautiful thing about this opportunity is that this company loves to reward with trips. Like there was 4 ones last year: Cancun, Punta Cana. 800 of us just came back from Punta Cana. It was awesome. I didn't even know what Punta Cana was. It's in the Dominican Republic, 5-star resort, and we all had a beautiful master, cool big bedroom, sunken living room, and on our deck we had a big jacuzzi tub. All of us did. And then you come back during the day and your bed's made, and there's a gift from LifeWave on your bed. And then 500 of us, 50 of us got back from being on an 8-day cruise in the Mediterranean from Italy to Croatia and Greece, Mykonos, Santorini, most beautiful sunsets in the world. And every day you come back to your bedroom, they have these ninjas that make your bed, I guess, when you're on the cruise ship. But then we'd have a gift from LifeWave on our bed. Just spectacular. Cancun was another one. Bora Bora, this is all last year. Well, here we think over 1,000 of us are going to Punta Mita, 5-star resort on the Pacific Ocean in Mexico. It's going to be insane. And you all still have time to potentially qualify. Just under 4 weeks, it's possible we can help you. So here's how this thing really starts, right? There's 3 primary ways. There's multiple ways this company rewards us, 3 primary, and it all is all based on what's inside this envelope. What's inside this envelope is this smaller envelope that we call a sleeve. And in that sleeve, it's got 30 patches. And this is good till, where's it here? Sorry, guys. It's hard to read that, but it looks like it's September 26th. I guess if you lose them a year later and find them, they're so good. But there's a 30-day supply in this, 30 patches, right? And you just rip it open here and pop it open, and boom, you come out and you take out your patch. I say you take it out in the morning, peel it back, and put it on you wherever you want to put it, and takes 5 seconds. And then 12 hours later, dinner time, take it off, throw it away. And then let the body rejuvenate and do its thing for 12 hours. And the next morning, do it again. So it's on for 12, off for 12, super easy. Well, one of these on a retail rate is usually $149 for a month supply. But why would you want to pay $149 when you can get it for wholesale initially from anywhere from $99 down to $87, right? But typically on a recurring basis for $99. And so that's the price point. And basically $3.33 a day or less. But if you partner with us, why would you want to pay for your patches? Because the reward of getting financially rewarded for sharing these is going to more than pay for your patches and then some potentially, like it has for us. And so when you first come in and you see here, and you buy a 6-pack of these or a 20-pack of these, and go on a 2-sleeve monthly maintenance, which is going to be one for you, one for your spouse. And the 6 or 20 you initially get, which you can only do one time, can never do it again. That's just going to give you enough to get you started on passing out patches and getting the machine going. But thereafter, it's just 2. So for me and my wife, it's just 1 for me, 1 for her each month. That's our monthly commitment. And it's all month to month. You're never locked in. Isn't that awesome? Click off anytime. So it's beautiful. But if you get a 6 or 20 pack and go on a 2-sleeve monthly maintenance of these, and then your friends here, 2 left, 2 right, on this, what they call a binary tree. It's in the computer. But if you're starting a left team and a right team with 2 friends and family members, left and right, and when they buy at least a 3-pack of these and get on a 1-sleeve monthly maintenance, well, you hit the first position of this opportunity. They call it manager. And that will open you up, not right then, but open you up on a residual basis to start making up to $1,500 a week. Now, if you replicate this where you now here in this position of you with 2 left, 2 rights called manager, and now your friends and family you sponsored, maybe they start getting excited. Now they want to go manager on your left and right. Well, as you begin to replicate those who want to go manager, this takes you all the way through the ranks, and you can hit the top cap of $25,000 a week. That is crazy. What's really crazy is my wife and I make more than that. That's insane. All righty. And you can too. That's why we're on this call. No guarantees. And I started with 2 my left and 2 my right, just like everybody else does. But it's because of the power of the patch and stuff I could never do that got us to tap into this compounding factor of word of mouth. As the left team grew and the right team grew bigger than you or me could ever make that thing grow, it began to increase in size. And this is your team commission. And as the team gets bigger, your commission gets bigger. And that's why you can potentially get up to that number, and which is amazing. We have 3 people on our team who make more than me and my wife. And they came in after me. So this is not a pyramid, because the pyramid, the guy at the top makes all the money. This is a proper rewarding system, FTC approved. IRS loves us because of the taxes we give them, and rewards those who are being blessed, who are maybe doing bigger and better than you, so they can make more than you, even though technically they're below you on a computer, but they're getting rewarded because rightly so, they should be. And our goal actually by September of 2026 is to have 39, like X39, 39 people making $1 million a year. Right now we have 3, and we believe that that is definitely doable. You've got a 24-year-old kid out of college making about 1.3 million. That's insane. And I talk about big numbers, not to scare people off and to shut them down, because let me tell you something, $200 a week. I remember when that is real. And it's so awesome. It's like picking up $100 bills, because you're not punching a time clock. And then the collective efforts of other people being excited and you getting rewarded off those people making purchases because they're part of the team you started is paying you money while you're at work doing your full-time gig. More dollars are coming at you. That's like picking up $100 bills. And I found $100 bill one time. I said, oh, this was spectacular, and so, and I didn't have to work to make it. And I did try to turn it somewhere, but no one found, so I got to keep it. So there is an unlimited income potential. And the reason why my wife and I have been blessed to make more than that 25 is because of this right here. When you enroll a friend, that's your first generation. Now that first generation friend of yours enrolls somebody that's their friend who you may not even know them. That's still your second generation. And that second generation person enrolls somebody, you may not know who they are, doesn't matter. When they enroll them, that's your third generation. So now you got a first generation from what you started and two other people you didn't, but it's first, second, third generation. And you're going to make a 25% bonus, 20% bonus, 20% bonus based on whatever they're making out of this number each week. Maybe now they're all making 1,000 a week. All righty. Well, that means you're making 250, 200, 200 every week that they're hitting whatever number they're hitting. I just threw out 1,000 as a round number. And so we do have somebody on our team who actually taps this 25,000 every week, which is crazy. And so because of what we get off every week is 20% of that one. And we still haven't hit the 25,000 on this second way we get paid because it's the third way that's taken us beyond that number. And would you like that to happen for you? So because we want to help you help you start with right here, getting the hope out on 4 people that you love and care about. It all starts there. And what's beautiful is that everybody has what I call a trust circle. And that is the circle of people that you talk to on a daily, weekly, monthly basis that are close to you, that you love, they love you, and they trust you. Could be 10, 20 family and friends that you're in communication with. You're not on social media with them, you're on the phone with them. And when you pick up the phone and say, I found something and I love you, and I think this is something you need to wear with me. Well, out of that kind of conversation, it doesn't take long to find 4 people, right? And everybody can do that. So how this thing starts is you buy a 3-pack, a 20-pack, or a 3-pack, a 6-pack, or a 20-pack. And that's what you see here. Core, Advanced, Premium is a 3-pack, 6-pack, 20-pack. Now, let me tell you something. You could, for $25, get a membership and just buy the patches for $99 a month to month. So I just want to give you that's a heads up. You can do that. But if you're going to do this properly and wear this for 90 days, then why not get it cheaper? So that core is cheaper because the core waives the 25 bucks plus it's $295, not $299.97, because that's what $99.99 is times 3. And so you're saving basically $5 plus the $25 waive of the enrollment fee for the membership. That's going to save you 30 bucks. So you save 30 bucks on a 3-month supply on that $295. And so if you're just thinking about trying it yourself, now I hope you're not married, you're not going to hog it and not going to share with your wife because that'd be cruel, but it's between you and her or him and you, however you want to look at it. And so, but this is for people who just want to say, I don't know, let me see if it's going to work. Give yourself a 9-day runway to do that flavor. Now, but if it's you and a spouse and say, oh, hey, you just want to try it. Well, then get the next one over because that takes it down to $89 per patch. And so you'd have a 3-month supply for you, a 3-month supply for your spouse, and now you have your 6 and for 89 at the 535, right? Now, also though, you have the benefit at this is that now this opens up the comp plan. On the 3-pack, you're limited to $100 a week. But on the 6 and 20-pack, that opens you up to make all the money the company pays. Righty? And before I talk about the 20-pack and the benefit of that, let me talk about what's below here is a monthly subscription, right? So if you're, as long as you're on a 1-sleeve monthly subscription, then as you saw back here, you start a left and a right team. Well, you're going to become part of somebody's left or right team. And it doesn't matter which one it is, you're going to be part of it. And once you make a purchase, you're already on it. Whether not to go sell anything, you're just automatically in the system. And you just try the patches while you're at least in the tree. But what's happening is there's people above you because you're the last person in, and the next person they have to put in on the computer has to go below you because that's the only place the computer is going to let it. And so all those people that are putting people in are all going underneath you as you're still just trying patches. And now you have a team being built underneath you, and the company doesn't, they account for the patches initially in the form of points versus dollars because it's a worldwide company in 80 countries. And the yen, the Deutschmark, and what have you is different than the dollar. So they just equate everything as points and then balance it off per points on whatever country. So here in the United States, we have points. So you get 180 points, whatever, for the 3-pack and 300 and 745. But the point is, you have points that are accumulating underneath you with a team being built underneath you. As long as you have a one sleeve monthly maintenance, all those points are going to bank. Those points convert back to dollars. So as long as you're on a one sleeve monthly maintenance, boom, you have the ability to be banking points. So when you finally do become a believer and ready to share this, you can thank your friend who signed you up and with your permission, put you on one sleeve monthly maintenance all month to month. And now when you're going to have a heads up and a head start by making more money quickly with a team being built underneath you because there's still everybody's there and what's happening because you stayed on that one sleeve monthly maintenance, if that makes sense. Now, when your two sleeve monthly maintenance doesn't just bank the points, that frees you up to make all the money in the company. So basically the 6-pack and 20-pack with the 2 sleeve monthly maintenance opens up the whole comp plan. Okay. The 20-pack, the benefit there is it gets a little cheaper at about $87, $87.50 a sleeve versus from 89, right? Or 99. But you can now push out your monthly maintenance that of 2, if you're going to build a business, out 90 days. So that means next month and the following month, you're going to save the $199. That's the 2 sleeve monthly maintenance. Next month and the following month, you're going to save that. You're not going to spend it. So out of your 20 of these that you'd get, and this is what me and my wife did, we then took 6 out. 2 for ourselves now, 2 for ourselves next month, 2 for ourselves the following month. Because it wouldn't be till after that, then we start our monthly 2 sleeve requirement. And so, and then we had 14 of these. Well, Ken, what do you need 14 for? Because like I did today, I enrolled somebody. I was out and I was at a networking event and they got excited. So I signed them up on a 3-pack to try it. And I went to my car and I fronted them one. So listen, I'm going to front one of these now to you because you're not going to get your patch for probably 4 or 5 days. And so now you can start wearing patches. And when you get yours in, I see you next time, just give me a whole one back and keep the one I fronted you. So instead of them having to wait 4 or 5 days or 3 days to start wearing patches, we can start getting the miracles on them now. And if they're a one-patch wonder or somebody who sees results in days, they're going to want to start calling their family and friends before they even got patched in the mailbox. And that collapses time to continue to get the word out. And that accelerates the rate of growing a business. Should you decide to want to hit the go button on this rewarding program. But remember, I'm not selling these and collecting dollars. I'm placing and replacing, or I'm opening up one of these and I'm putting one patch on people, because I'm going to let them know it's 90 days, but one patch, you may be a one patch wonder. Do you want to wear one? So I use that strategy and that got us started. And that's how we got going, if that makes sense. So you have as a reference point, you have when someone wants to know more about it, you send them thisisinfo.com and they're all part of the team that This Is It team. So we have thisisitteam.com. This is a team Facebook. This is a team YouTube. This is a team school, SKOL. So those are the resources we use, kind of like teenagers who use the resource man to run a multi-million-dollar McDonald's franchise. This is kind of the same thing. And you're part of our team. That this is a team, right? And, and so it's a matter of, hey, if I'm making some sense to you, I've talked a lot, like I said, you're going to want to get with the people who invited you to maybe answer some questions for you. And but if you're ready to make your move, are you a 3, a 2, or a 1? We're ready to help you, whichever capacity you are. We appreciate it. And this is something probably is profound. This is an event. There's 2 events a year that occur that are what I call supercharged productive events. Meaning you can go to I love Tony Robbins, and when with my advertising company, I took 10, 15 people, to a Tony Robbins event. We all walked on fire, basically hot coals. It was crazy. We all were excited. We had a great time. We all got really up, and then we came out and we really didn't change a lot. But it was fun to be there while we were there. And Tony's awesome. I'm sure if we followed his coaching program, it would have been better, but we didn't. But here you send your friends to something like this. It's usually a Friday night because they honor people working, and then all day Saturday event where you're going to hear people like the 19-year-old kid who's now the highest rank in the company out of Bradenton, the 24-year-old who's making over $1 million a year, the 81-year-old grandma in Puerto Rico who's now the highest rank in the business, and you're looking at them and you're there with them, and your belief goes higher. You get new nuggets, and you come out of an event like this signing up more people, want to get more people on these patches. Well, if you took 10 other people with you, it would 10x your production, wouldn't it? Well, we had 60 people come to an event like this. We didn't invite all of them. So our team from another team members all collectively brought 60 people, and we went from making 1,000 a week when one of these things hit to 1,000 a day months later because of one of these. And we only do 2 of these a year. We just did one of these in Vegas. Next one happens in August, and we build this business from event to event for obvious reasons. It's just basic. It's the smartest way to build a business. It's more fun than ever before than to get the collective efforts of people with you at an event like this. And so you sign up. And so you can and this is going to sell out quickly. And so you want to get with your upline on purchasing one of these rooms. That it's a beautiful hotel in Orlando. It's crazy when you go online and see it, and you can get a room with 4 people in it and split it for about $300, $400 each. Crazy. We have a book of a month, and these are some of the new tools. We have an event schedule by which you can invite your friends to want to learn more and like see a Zoom like I'm doing. They can see the same Zoom I just did by other people that are done on a Monday night, 8 and 10. Tuesday, there was one today at 3 o'clock. There's one done on Wednesdays at 8. There's a Spanish speaking one done on Thursdays at 8. There's a Friday at noon to 12:30. I mean, we have availability to lift the burden off you to do this. You just got to become a good contactor, inviter, and point people to these Zooms. Eyeballs on Zooms, eyeballs on Zooms, right? And then I do them. Right. And I do launch parties. So I'm doing a launch party event down in Largo at the Juice Box on Thursday at 8. I think it's 8, I got 7. And then I'm doing a launch event at a friend's house in Largo. And then I'm doing one up here in Trinity on Sunday. And then on Monday, I'll be down in Bradenton Monday night I'm doing a Zoom for a new couple came on with their family up in Michigan on Monday night at 9. It's 8 their time. And then I'm going down. I won't be available next Tuesday because I'm going down to Bradenton and do a home launch party. And so you have the availability of the corporate Zooms and availability of myself as well and my wife. There's a woman's Zoom we do on Wednesdays at noon. All right, that's awesome. And then we do trainings on Saturday at 11:30 to 12. And then the corporate one, there one also on Saturdays from 1 to 2. And then we have, not to overwhelm you, but we have I have my own community underneath the umbrella that this is a team, because 300,000 people is a lot of people. So we create a community underneath that team umbrella called Believers for Life. And we meet on Sunday nights at 8 o'clock and where we celebrate the wins for the week, testimonies for the week, who's ranked up for that week. And then we learn a tip for the week to set us up to win the next week. And it's a great time. So not to have overwhelmed you, just to give you a pass by to look at what everything looks like. You know, where are you at on where you think, if you are a 2 or a 1, on where you want to be here? Let the person who invited you get that answered for you. And it's been my honor and pleasure to have been participating with you tonight. And I look forward to seeing and praying that for the best decisions that you have for your life. And so good night and blessings to all. And it's been great to connect with everybody. Good night, everybody.